Hi, I'm Matthew Gage. Today I'm here at Gator Creek Preserve here in North Lakeland, which is part of the Green Swamp. Today I'm sitting here in the middle of a cypress dome, which normally you would think would be a wet bottom, but right now it is drained out, is dried up. Behind me you see the cypress trees, this distinctive marking here. It's one of Florida's most characteristic wetlands forest communities. These cypress domes form in shallow depressions where water collects for most of the year, creating these unique, beautiful ecosystems. Cypress domes are called domes because of their shape when viewed from a distance. The tall cypress trees you see in the middle grow in the deeper water, while the shorter pond cypress trees tend to grow on the edges in the shallower water. The soils here are hydric and poorly drained, creating mostly of a composed muck and sandy peat in the bottom here, where the area stays flooded for several months of the year and then dries out seasonally, as you see now. These communities depend on natural fire regimen in order to keep hardwood species from growing in here, such as the red maple, which can thrive in both deep and wet conditions and dry conditions. Low intensity fires during dry seasons keep the edges open and prevent the hardwoods from invading, while what's wet and under cover usually is protected from burning. As I pointed out before, the bald cypress in the middle are pretty identifiable off the base with the wide base, which is an adaptation for this flooded area. The pond cypress along the edge, which looks very similar to the bald cypress, but usually thinner and has a needle-like points instead of what you see on the bald cypress behind me. Toward the edge, you'll see what I pointed out earlier, a red maple is often occurred in these areas. It tolerates the flooding, but also survives in drier soils nearby. We also see in the edges a southern magnolia. My apologies, not a southern magnolia. A sweet bay magnolia. My apologies, not a southern magnolia, which has the red underside. The sweet bay magnolia, which actually is one over here to the left. Look at this one. This would be a sweet bay magnolia here with the gray underside. Let's see. The understory is usually sparse during a prolonged flooding, but you might see buttonbrush, which I don't see right now. Swamp fern and pickerel weed in the wetter areas, along with mosses and cypress knees dotting the surface, which aren't as prevalent here, but you can see some behind you. Cypress domes provide critical ecosystems services that act as a natural water filters, removing sediments and nutrients from the surface runoff before reaching underground water areas or rivers. They are also important wildlife habitat for wading birds, frogs, graders. Mainly, they usually the last bit of water in a drier area. They hold the last bit of water. The dense canopy and standing water also help to store carbon and reduce flooding downstream. There's not a stream here, there's a dome. But human impacts on the cypress domes have included in the past logging, drainage, and urban development. At Gator Creek here at this preserve, management focuses on prescribed fire in the surrounding uplands to prevent natural hydrology so water levels remain stable here. Without proper fire management, hardwood trees like the red maple that I showed you earlier would eventually impact the center of the dome and altering the natural dome structure. Restoration projects often involve reintroducing these fires and removing invasive species. So to sum up, the cypress dome community is shaped by water depth, soil type, and fire frequency in order to remain. It supports a unique mix of species from bald cypress, pond cypress in the center to red maple, southern magnolia along the edges. These domes are a vital part of Florida's wetland ecosystem and provide both ecological and hydrological benefits.